This is Veda again. This is my day one video for the 30-day vlog challenge that Amateo has started. And since the few days that have elapsed since my first video and this one, I've been sitting with my feelings of procrastination and why I'm hiding and what I'm hiding. And so um, I'd like to share with you the insights that I've gained about that. Um, First of all, I tried several times to record a video without smoking a cigarette, and I noticed what I tend to do is I will sit there and literally overthink and overanalyze, which separates my body from my mind, withering my intuition, leaving opportunities behind. Um, Props if you know that reference. Um, and so yeah, the solution for me is just to do it now, to press the button and to do it. There's no other way. I can overthink and overanalyze and try and make it perfect forever, and I just got to do it. So I've been thinking a lot. I noticed a pattern in my life that seems to happen in 7-year increments. Um, the time period is not really important, just that the energy patterns and what I've noticed. For example, last week I just turned 28, which is 7 times 4. So I don't know how this came to me, but I had this realization. And for example, whenever I was 7 years old, I shortly after my birthday, it was towards the end of the school year. I was in like second grade. Um, One of my friends and I had decided that we were going to run away and somehow make it halfway, or 3/4 of the way across the state of Texas to bust my dad out of prison. And our plan to do this, I came up with this entire plan that we were going to go and check out all of the magic trick books from the library at school, and then we were going to do magic tricks, on the side of the road for money, which would then allow us to, get to where my dad was and somehow bust him out of prison when I was 7 years old, right? So, to make a long story short, I built up this whole plan. This is like the first time in my life of like with no other outside influence. I just had this. I was listening to my own inner voice and what I wanted to do, and I came up with a plan and I began to execute it. And what I had done, I didn't tell anybody what I was doing other than my friend that was going with me. But I told. Except for the fact I told one of my neighbor friends what I was doing because I trusted him, and I was basically telling him like, "Peace out. I'm not gonna be here anymore." And so, naturally, he goes and tells his mom, and tells my mom. So that day comes, me and my friend, have our magic trick books, and we're gone. I mean, I'm dead serious. Like, I'm doing this, and we make it like across the playground and to the church parking lot across the street, and his mom rolls up with my stepbrothers and everything. They get out the car, and I'm in trouble, right? So there was that experience, and the one thing that I learned about that, like, I think it had a lot to do with why I became so introverted, because it was, regardless of the logic of the situation. I mean, I was 7 years old. Like, of course, my friend's gonna go, tell his mom, right? But it's like energetically or subconsciously, it's like what I took from that experience was that my only mistake was telling somebody about it, right? And so here I am in my life, you know, trying to do all of these conscious things, try everything I was explaining about the t-shirts and all of that, and it's like, how do I expect to sell a t-shirt if I'm not going to tell anybody about it, right? So point being, that was when I was 7 years old. Okay, so fast forward 7 years later, when I turned 14, funny enough, I had just met my dad for the first time in my conscious memory. Um, I was going through a lot. I mean, I was going through puberty at that time. I was going through so many ideas. I was breaking out of all of the Christian paradigm that I had been brought up in, and I mean, shortly after that, around the end of the school year again, um, I went through several. I mean, I punched the principal in the face. I tried to kill myself several times. I went to rehab. that summer I smoked pot for the first time. Tons of things happened. Um, so that was really a significant experience again, and so then fast forward another 7 years, whenever I was 21. Funny enough, at the same time, like I wasn't in school anymore, but around that, from March to May, um, I made $30,000 in 6 weeks from nowhere, from zero. I was trading currencies at the time, so I got rid of everything and moved to California for the first time, and I just thought it was going to continue, and I was going to have all this money, and there were just a lot of things I didn't understand about what I was doing and where the limits were. So, um, point being is that now I'm 7 years later. I just turned 28, and here we are with this opportunity right here in this vlog challenge. And what I've noticed is every single time over these 7 year increments, what I was feeling inside of myself, I think that created these experiences was that my inner voice came through so strongly that it just blasted through all of my belief systems that would normally keep it, shut down and in this little, comfort zone and not letting it out and keep me in hiding. Um, so, I'm losing my train of thought. Okay. I can do this. I am doing this. Come on. I don't know what my point is at all. And I don't want to stop this video. I want to finish it. I've got to finish it. I've always noticed this pattern in my life. This is exactly what I do. It's like I can gain the confidence. I've done this in speech class in high school, where I would sit there and I'd get up in front of the class and I'd start to give a speech. I'd get halfway through it and I'd get extremely insecure, forget my point, and I would just get extremely embarrassed and go sit down. And I think another thing that has kept me so much in hiding is that growing up, there was kind of like this unsaid thing that you don't speak unless spoken to, and that's the environment I grew up in anyway. And that if you were just speaking without being spoken to, I was always told that words are coming out of my mouth, but I'm not really saying anything, and that was drilled into my head so much so that even right now I feel like that's why I lose confidence in the middle of it, is because I feel like I sit here and I can explain my entire point, but then at the end of it, it's like I still don't feel like I've actually explained anything. I still don't feel like that understanding, because I feel it's like my beliefs still say that the words mean nothing, and so communication is not effective whatsoever, and obviously that's not true. So point being, just like I was saying with those patterns in my life and the insights that it's given me, it's really helped me see how see the difference of when I've been able to listen to my inner voice and when I haven't, and the correlations and the reflections I've experienced in my life. And so I highly encourage you. There is a what's called the Fractal Time Calculator by Greg Brayton. You can Google that. It's free. And the point is not necessarily the time periods, in the increments, like, oh my God, this happens, every 2 years, so in 2 years this is going to happen, and to be able to predict the future. That's not really the point for me. The point is just that by using that calculator, it can help you, because the different experiences in your life that you've gone through, where you were at and what you were feeling and what you were thinking when you were in those. And so as you look at these different time periods that it points out to you, you can start to draw the parallels and see the energy patterns and see, you know, just all the different vibrations that you've gone in and out of over your life, and what stayed the same, and you know, where you're hiding. So I don't know. I just really felt the need to share this and to get this video done. I'm not gonna put a lot of pressure on myself to close it and make this big point, because I feel like I'm just gonna lose it. So thank you guys very much. This is an amazing opportunity. I'm extremely grateful for it, and it's extremely vulnerable for me to say, but I love you all. I really do. I feel it in my heart. I feel what we're building and what we're doing, and I'm excited for it. So I'm going to close this video by saying that, not putting too much pressure on myself, so that I can do another one tomorrow. I hope you have a great day, everyone. Talk soon.